Good evening, and welcome. Tonight's story takes you aboard a sleeper train, crossing a flat and quiet country in the dark, into a small, snug berth all your own, with the bed made up and the blind drawn down and soft rain on the window, the whole compartment rocking gently as the train carries you on through the long night toward morning. There is no plot to follow tonight, and nothing to keep track of. The story is only a warm little room on rails, and the rain, and the long, slow journey through the dark. There is nowhere you need to get to, and no hour you need to reach. The train will do all the traveling. If your thoughts wander away from my voice, let them drift out over the dark fields. And if you fall asleep before the end, you have done it exactly right. Settle in now. Find the position you sleep best in, or near enough to it. Let the bed take all of your weight, every last bit of it. Before the story begins, take a moment to arrive in your body. You are lying down. You are warm enough. Nothing more is asked of you tonight. Bring your attention gently to your feet. You do not need to move them. Just notice them and let them grow heavy, as if they were filling slowly with warm sand. Let that heaviness rise into your legs. Your calves rest, your knees rest. The long muscles of your thighs let go of their last small holding and sink. Your hands now. Let the fingers uncurl on their own. Your arms grow heavy at your sides, heavy and warm, like rope laid down in soft coils, finished with the day's work. Your shoulders drop, away from your ears, down into the bed. Your jaw unclenches. The small muscles around your eyes smooth out, the way water smooths when the wind has gone. And your breath moves through all of this heaviness, slow and easy, rocking you very gently, the way a boat rocks at its mooring, heavy and warm and held, ready to listen, ready to drift. You are lying in the berth of a sleeper compartment on a night train, a small warm room all your own, as the train rolls slow and steady through a flat, dark country in the rain. It is very late, and the train is quiet, and the corridor outside your door is dim and still, and the little compartment is yours. All of it, the whole snug lamplit length of it, carrying you gently through the night. You came aboard a long while ago, in another town, in the early dark, and you have done nothing since but be carried, and now the lateness of the hour has gathered all around you, soft and thick, and the train has settled into the long middle of its run, and so have you. It is a small room, smaller than any room you have slept in, and that is the whole comfort of it. There is just space enough for the bed, made up neat and crisp along one wall, and a narrow strip of floor, and the small fittings tucked into every corner where a thing might go. Above you the ceiling curves down low and close, painted a soft cream, the gentle curve of it following the roof of the carriage, near enough that you could lift a hand and lay your palm flat against it, though there is no reason to, and you do not. The reading lamp set into the wall by your pillow throws a small pool of warm honey light that does not reach the corners, so that the little room is gold near the bed and a soft brown dusk at its edges, and the curve of the cream ceiling catches the glow and holds it, and softens it, and gives it quietly back. The bed beneath you is the loveliest part of the whole compartment, a proper berth with sheets pulled tight and tucked, cool and smooth when you first lay down and warming now beneath you, and a folded blanket laid ready across the foot, wool and heavy and kind, There is a single plump pillow, and the rail along the side that keeps you snug and held through every gentle sway. The whole bed seems made for exactly this, for one tired traveler settling in for the night, and you have done nothing all evening but be brought here and laid down and tucked in, the way a child is tucked in, with nothing left to do but rest. The sheets smell faintly of clean linen and of the warm, dry air of the carriage, and the blanket smells of wool and of long use, and of 100 quiet nights just like this one, and all of it together is the smell of being looked after. You lie back into the pillow and let the bed take you, and the berth holds you close on every side, the wall warm and steady against your shoulder, the rail snug along your other hand, the low ceiling near above. It is the snuggest of all rooms, this little berth, no bigger than it needs to be, a place built for one purpose only, to carry a sleeping body gently through the dark, and it does that one thing perfectly, and asks nothing more of you than to lie still and let it. There is something deep and old in being held this closely, in a small warm space, rocking softly in the night, a comfort that goes back further than memory, back to the very first nights of all. You draw the blanket up a little, in your own slow time, and tuck it loosely beneath one arm, and the wool of it lies heavy and warm across you, the weight of it settling you deeper into the berth. There is a particular goodness in a heavy blanket, in the gentle press of it, the way it holds you down against the bed, so that the rocking of the train moves the both of you together, blanket and body, swaying as one. You need not pull it higher, and you need not push it lower. It lies exactly where it should, warm over you, and your feet are warm beneath it, and the cool of the night is somewhere far on the other side of the glass, where it belongs and cannot reach in. The small fittings of the compartment are a quiet pleasure to the eye, each one thought of long ago by patient hands, each one in its place. There is the little sink that folds away into the wall, gleaming and clean, its cover closed for the night. There is a row of brass hooks where your coat hangs swaying softly with the motion of the train. There is a net rack above the bed, holding your small bag and nothing much else, its cords drawn taut and gently bouncing, and on a little shelf within easy reach there is a glass and a carafe of water, covered and still, catching a thread of lamplight along its curved side. Everything you might want is here within the reach of one hand, and there is nothing you want, and so it all simply waits, tidy and patient, keeping you company through the dark. There is more, when your eye drifts that way, all of it small and neat and made to fit. There is a little folding table hinged against the wall, latched up and closed for the night, that would let down flat if ever you wished it, though you do not wish it. There is a narrow mirror set into the back of the door, holding a dim gold sliver of the lamp and a soft blur of the room, rocking very slightly in its frame. There is a small hook beside the pillow where a watch might hang, and a shallow tray pressed into the wall for the few small things a traveler empties from a pocket at the end of a day, and they lie there now, your few small things, settled and still. There is a printed card in a little brass holder, its words long since read and not worth reading again, telling of the dining car and the morning and the names of far towns down the line, and you let your eye rest on it without reading it at all. The air of the little room is warm and still and faintly sweet, the clean, dry air of a carriage that has been heated all the long evening, and it carries the small good smells of the place. The linen and the wool, the faint brass tang of the fittings, the dry paper of the printed card, and somewhere beneath all of it the cool green smell of the rain that comes in along the edges of the window, the smell of wet fields and far-off woods, threading thin and clean through the warm. You breathe it in slow, the warm air with its thread of cool, and breathe it out slower, and the little room breathes with you, holding its warmth, letting in its thin, cool thread of rain, holding it again. The door is shut, and the small bolt is turned, a worn brass knob you slid across without thinking when you came aboard, and the little room is sealed snug against the corridor in the night. No one will come. No one will knock. The door holds the warmth in and the dark out, and the bolt holds the door, and you lie here behind both of them, closed in and kept, the way a letter is kept folded in its envelope, the way a seed is kept in its husk through the long winter. There is nothing to guard, and no reason to rise. The little room does the keeping for you all night long and asks nothing in return. You reach up and you draw the blind down over the window, slow and easy, and the small room grows snugger still, sealed warm against the night. And then, because the rain is gentle and the dark is kind, you lift one corner of the blind with a finger and let it rest there, just enough to watch the night go by, the rain streaking the dark glass in bright, slow threads, the country sliding past beyond. The glass is cool where the night presses against it, and the warm air of the little room meets that coolness and mists the lower edges of the pane, so that the clear middle of the window is a small framed picture of the rainy dark, and the borders of it are soft and blurred. You watch the threads of rain gather and run, slow rivers of them sliding down at an angle with the motion of the train, bright when a far light catches them and dark again the moment it has passed. There is nothing to see out there but the night, and nothing you need to see, and so you watch the rain instead, the way you might watch a fire, with your eyes half open and your thoughts gone soft. The rain on the glass keeps its own slow business, never the same from one moment to the next, and yet always the same, a thread gathering at the top of the pane and hanging and trembling and growing heavy, and then sliding down all at once in a long bright line, joining another and another as it goes, until it reaches the misted bottom edge and is lost, and behind it another thread is already gathering, and behind that another, on, more than you could ever count, and no reason to, the whole dark window slowly running with rain, washing down, and you watch it the way you would watch water in a stream, your eyes following one bright thread and then letting it go and finding another, until the watching itself goes soft and loose and stops being watching at all. The train moves slowly, in no haste at all, the way a night train moves when the whole country has gone to sleep, as though it knows there is no one waiting and nothing to be done. Beneath you the wheels turn over the joints in the rails with a slow, even rhythm, a soft double knock, and again spaced wide and unhurried, the steady heartbeat of the long ride through the dark, and under that the carriage sways, a long, easy roll from side to side, the way a cradle rocks, and then it settles, and rocks again, rocking you gently where you lie. The sound of the wheels comes up through the bed and into your body, not as a sound only, but as a feeling, a soft pulse in the frame of the berth, the long iron rail beneath you taking up each joint and passing it along, knock and knock, evenly spaced and endlessly patient. You could count them if you wished, the slow beats of them, but you do not, for they go on far past any number, and the counting would only keep you up, and so you let them go uncounted, one beat folding into the next, the rhythm of it carrying on whether you mark it or not, the way your own breath carries on, the way your own heart keeps its time without your asking. You watch the rain on the dark window, threads of it running and joining and running again, bright for a moment when some far light passes and then dark once more. Beyond the glass the country is flat and wide and sleeping, dark fields and darker hedgerows sliding by, the long low shapes of them rising and falling against a sky just one shade lighter than the land. Now and then a far farmhouse passes with a single window lit, a small steady gold out in all that dark, someone awake and warm out there, and then it is gone behind you and the fields close over again, broad and black and soft with rain. The warmth of the little room gathers close around you, the heat coming up gentle from somewhere beneath the floor, an even warmth that has been building all evening, that the small sealed compartment has held and kept. You feel it the way you feel the sun through a window in the afternoon, without thinking, your body simply easing into it, your shoulders going soft, your legs going heavy beneath the blanket. The rain is out there in the cold dark, streaking the glass, and you are in here in the warm, tucked-up snug, carried through the wet night in a small, bright box of comfort. There is a particular comfort in being carried, in going somewhere without walking, without steering, without choosing the way, in simply lying still while the country slides gently by and brings you closer to morning with every turn of the wheels. You have nothing to do. The train knows the way. The line runs straight and true across the flat, dark fields, and the rails have been laid down with great care, mile upon patient mile of them, joined and leveled and waiting in the dark for the slow weight of the night train to pass over. All you need do is lie here and be borne along them while the wheels find each joint and pass over it, knock and carry you on. A little while on, the line bends slow and wide to follow the lie of the land, and the carriage leans gently with it, holding the lean a long, unhurried moment before it comes level again, the way a swing holds at the top of its arc, and you feel yourself pressed a touch deeper into the warm wall, held there and then eased back. The rails were laid this way on purpose, curving long and easy around whatever the flat country put in their path, a low rise, a wood, an old field boundary, so that the train need never turn but only lean and follow, and you lean and follow with it, and come level and lean again all through the gentle bends of the dark. Far ahead of you where you cannot see, the engine pulls steady through the rain, a great patient thing leaning into the dark, its lamp laying a long pale reach of light down the wet rails, finding the way a few yards at a time and giving it to the wheels behind. You need not think of it, and yet it is good to know it is there, out at the front of the long line of sleeping carriages, doing all the work of the night, while you lie far back in the warm and do none of it. The whole long train runs on behind the engine, carriage after carriage of it, each one dim and quiet, each one full of travelers settling down just as you have settled, and the engine draws them all on together through the dark, gentle, and tireless, asking nothing of any of them. The line beneath the train was laid down long ago by people you will never meet, who measured and leveled the flat country, and set the sleepers down in their long even rows, and laid the rails upon them and joined them end to end, mile after mile, so that on a wet night such as this one, a train might run smooth and slow across the dark, and a tired traveler might sleep. It is all there beneath you now, the careful work of all those patient hands, holding the train true, holding it level, carrying you on. You lie in the warm at the end of all that labor, and the only thing left to do, the last small task in the whole long chain of it, is to close your eyes, and that you may do whenever you like. Somewhere down the corridor the conductor keeps his quiet watch. He is an old hand at this run, and he moves softly through the sleeping carriage on his rounds. His lamp turned low, checking each door, and he will not trouble you, and you need not trouble about him. He has brought 1,000 travelers safe through 1,000 nights just like this one, and he knows every mile of the line, every curve and bridge and long flat reach of it, and he will see you safely through to morning without a word. You are in good hands. There is nothing required of you at all but to lie still and be carried and listen to the rain. He has worked this train so long that the rhythm of it lives in him, and he sways with the carriage as he walks, easy and sure, never reaching for the rail. Once, very faintly, you hear his quiet step pass your door and go on down the corridor, soft as the rain, and then the stillness settles again deeper than before. He is the one waking heart on the sleeping train, keeping his patient round, so that you need not keep any watch yourself, so that you may let go of everything and sink down into the warm. In his small cabin at the end of the carriage there is a kettle, and a mug, and a low light, and a folding seat where he rests between his rounds, and a window of his own with the rain running down it just the same. He has his tea and his timetable and his long knowledge of the line, and he keeps them all there in the warm at the end of the corridor, and now and then he rises and takes up his lamp and walks the length of the sleeping carriage, slow and quiet, past your door and the next and the next. And then he turns and walks back, and settles again, and the train rolls on. You will never see his face, and it does not matter. It is enough to know that he is there, awake for you so that you need not be. The train slows for a moment, smooth and gentle, and somewhere out in the dark a level crossing bell is ringing, soft and far away, a small patient chiming in the rain. It rises a little as you draw near, and then falls away behind, slow and dreamy, dwindling into the fields. The way a sound carries over flat country on a wet night, going on and on after you have passed it, fainter and fainter, until the dark takes it. And then the train gathers itself and rolls on, the slow double knock of the wheels taking up its rhythm once more. At the crossing, as you pass, you catch a moment of it through the lift of the blind. A narrow road shining wet in the dark, the red lamp of the gate swinging slow above the empty lane, and no one waiting there, no one at all, only the rain falling through the small red glow and the gate standing patient across a road that no one is traveling. And then it is behind you, the red light dwindling, the bell fading, the lane swallowed up in the dark, and the fields return, broad and black and running with rain, and the wheels take up their knock, and you let the blind settle back, and the warm room closes round you again. The carriage rocks you as it goes, a long slow roll to one side, and then a long slow roll back, easy and even and endless, the way a boat rocks at its mooring, the way a cradle rocks under a patient hand. You do not have to hold yourself against it. The rail keeps you on your side of the berth, and the bed keeps you, and the gentle sway carries your whole body with it, tipping you softly this way and softly that, and there is nothing in you that resists it, nothing that needs to. Your shoulders go loose, your hands lie open, the rocking takes you, and you let it take you, and you go where it goes. The coat sways on its hook in the same slow time, leaning out from the wall and settling back, and the net rack bounces a little overhead with your small bag inside it, and the carafe on its shelf gives the faintest glassy chime against the rail that holds it, once in a long while, when the roll is a little deeper than the rest. Everything in the little room moves together, all of it leaning one way and then the other, all of it keeping the same easy time, and you lie in the middle of it, swaying with the coat and the bag and the water and the lamp, one more thing the gentle train is rocking through the night. The warmth has settled all the way down into you now, into the long bones of your legs and the soft weight of your shoulders and the loose ease of your hands, and there is a heaviness in you that is the very best kind, the heaviness of a body that has been kept warm and held still and rocked a long while in the dark. You are not going anywhere of your own, and you need not. The train has you, the bed has you, the warm has you. You sink a little deeper into the pillow, and the rocking takes you, and the rain runs down the glass, and the wheels knock soft and even on and on. The rain thickens for a while, soft and steady on the window beside you, a gentle patter you feel more than hear, the threads of it running thicker down the dark glass. You can hear it under the other sounds of the train, beneath the slow knock of the wheels and the low hum of the carriage and the small creak of the fittings as they sway, the patient wash of the rain wrapping all of it round, and together they make the snuggest sound there is, a warm, dry berth rolling gently through the soft, wet dark. The rain cannot reach you here. It runs down the cold glass an inch from your face and never touches you, and there is an old deep pleasure in that, in lying warm and dry while the rain falls all around, the oldest comfort of a roof and a bed. You listen to the layers of it, one beneath the other, the way you might listen to rain on a roof from a bed under the eaves. There is the rain itself, the soft wash and patter of it on the glass and the steel. There is the long, low hum of the carriage, a sound so steady you stop hearing it and then hear it again, a warm note that fills the little room and never changes. There's the slow knock of the wheels beneath all of it, the deep patient pulse of the whole train. And there's the small near creak of the fittings as they lean and settle, the coat, the rack, the latch, the blind, each with its own small voice, all of them murmuring together, none of them meaning anything, all of them only keeping you company in the dark. The country goes by like this all through the night. Mile after mile of it, flat and dark and sleeping. A small town slides past, far off across the fields, its few lamps strung in a low gold line along the dark, every window curtained, every street empty. The whole place gone in out of the rain and turned its lights down low and gone to bed. You watch it drift by beyond the wet glass, small and warm and far away, and then it sinks behind the hedgerows and is gone. And the broad dark fields return, and the rain runs down the window and the train rolls on. There is a deep comfort in watching it pass, in the towns that come and go and ask nothing of you, in the far lit windows sliding by, in knowing that every soul out there in the dark is sleeping just as you are about to sleep. The houses stand close together under the rain, their roofs shining, their gardens dark, their gates shut for the night, and behind the curtained windows whole families lie sleeping, warm and safe and unaware of the slow gold train that slides past the end of their street and is gone. The whole country is at rest, and you are at rest with it, carried gently across the middle of the night while the rain falls on the fields and the wheels knock soft and even over the rails. For a long stretch, the line runs beside a still canal, low and dark and straight, holding the lamps of the train in a soft blurred ribbon along its rain-pocked water. And a narrow boat lies moored against the far bank with its windows dark, and a thread of pale smoke leaning from its little chimney. Someone aboard it sleeping just as you are, rocked by nothing at all, tied up snug for the night. You watch the dark water keep pace with the train a while, flat and patient under the rain, and then the line draws away from it and the canal slips off into the fields, and the boat and its thread of smoke are gone into the dark, and the broad fields close over again. Far off to one side, a low dark wood stands black against the dim sky, the round shapes of its trees gathered close together in the rain, older than the line and older than the towns, keeping its own slow quiet out there in the night. The train runs along the edge of it for a time, and you see the trees pass in their long dark crowd, dripping and still, and then the wood falls away behind a rise and the open fields return, broad and flat and running with rain, and the wheels knock on and the little room rocks gently on and you are carried past it all, warm and dry and held. The line carries you over a low bridge, and for a moment the sound beneath you changes. The knock of the wheels going hollow and round as the ground falls away and dark water passes underneath, a slow river out in the night, its surface dimpled with rain, sliding black and patient beneath the train. You feel the change more than you hear it, a softening and a deepening of the sound, and then the far bank takes you up again, and the solid knock returns, and the river is behind you, flowing on through the fields toward the sea while you are carried on toward the morning, the two of you crossing in the dark and going your separate quiet ways. Once, far out across the dark, a station drifts slowly by without the train stopping, its long, empty platform lit by a row of pale lamps, the rain falling through the cones of light, a clock on the wall with its hands gone round to the small hours, a single bench beneath the canopy with no one on it. The whole little station stands waiting in the wet dark for a morning that is far away, and the train slides past it without slowing, and you watch the lamps swing slowly by and dwindle behind, and then the dark and the fields close over again, and the rain runs down the glass and the wheels knock on. A long while later, another station passes, larger than the first, its platforms longer, its lamps strung in two pale rows with the wet rails gleaming between them, and an iron footbridge arching dark across the top, and a row of doors all shut, and a trolley left standing empty by a pillar with a tarpaulin over it shining in the rain. Not a soul moves anywhere in all of it. The whole place is given over to the night, kept clean and lit and waiting. The way a table is laid the evening before for a breakfast still hours away, and the train passes through the middle of it slow and quiet and unhurried, and the lamps slide by one after another, throwing their soft light into your little room and taking it away again, light and dark, and then the last lamp passes and the station is gone and the open country returns. The lamps of that passing station brush across the ceiling of your berth as you go by, a slow, pale glow sweeping over the cream curve above you and sliding off into the corner and gone, and then the next lamp and the next, each one washing the little room with a moment of silver before the warm gold of your own small lamp returns. You lie and watch them cross the ceiling, the slow procession of them, light and dark and light again, and it is the gentlest thing to watch, asking nothing, meaning nothing, only the lamps of an empty station passing in the rain, and then they are spent, and the dark comes back, and your own lamp glows on alone. You let the blind fall closed now, the little corner slipping from your finger, and the dark window is covered, and the small room draws its warmth even closer about you. The reading lamp glows soft and gold by your pillow. The carafe gleams faintly on its shelf. The coat sways on its hook, and the net rack bounces gently overhead, and everything in the little compartment rocks together, all of it keeping time with the long, easy roll of the train. With the blind down, the little room is whole and closed, and entirely your own, a small gold space sealed against the night, and the rain is only a sound now, a soft wash beyond the covered glass, and the dark country is only a knowing, a sense of all that flat, wet land sliding by unseen. You do not need to see it any longer. You have watched it long enough, the fields and the farmhouses and the towns and the empty stations, and they will go on passing all the same whether you watch them or not. And so you let them pass unwatched, out there in the kind dark, while you lie warm and closed in behind the blind with your eyes growing heavy. You reach up, in your own time, and turn the reading lamp down low, and the little room dims by one soft degree, gold going to amber, amber going to the faintest warm glow, and the dark gathers in kind and close. There is nothing left to see and nothing left to do. The blind is down, the door is shut. The conductor keeps his watch. The train knows the way. The last of the lamplight lies low and warm across the blanket, and the corners of the little room are gone now into a soft and friendly dark, and the shapes of things grow dim and round and lose their edges. The coat a soft shadow on its hook, the carafe a faint gleam on its shelf, the curve of the ceiling a darker warmth just overhead. You do not need the light anymore. You needed it only to find your way into the bed, and you are in the bed now, deep in it, warm in it, and the dark is kinder than the light, and so you let the light go down to almost nothing, a last small glow by your pillow, and the dark folds in around you like a second blanket, soft and close. Your thoughts begin to loosen and drift with the sway of the carriage, rocking gently this way and that, going nowhere, settling. The warmth comes up through the floor and into your bones. The rain runs soft down the covered window. The wheels knock slow and even over the joints in the rails, a long lullaby of iron and wood, and again, spaced wide and patient, carrying you on through the dark. Whatever you are carrying into this night, you may set it down here. The little room will hold it for you, on the shelf with the carafe, in the net rack with your bag, in the small tray by the pillow, and you need not pick it up again until morning. And morning is far away. There is nothing to decide tonight. There is nothing to remember and nothing to plan. The train is doing the only thing that needs doing, which is the carrying, and you are doing the only thing that needs doing, which is the resting. And between the two of you, the whole night is taken care of. You are warm, and you are held, and you are carried. There is nothing to do but lie still and be brought gently through the night. The train sways and hums and rolls on. The rain falls on the dark fields. The conductor keeps his quiet round, and the morning is far away, on the other side of the long, soft, harmless dark, and there is nothing between here and there but rest. The bed is warm. The blind is down. The little room rocks slow and gentle, and the rain falls soft on the window, and the train carries you on through the sleeping country toward the morning. There is nothing to do but be carried. There is nowhere to be but here, in the warm and the dark, rocking gently through the rain. The conductor watches the line. The train knows the way. The morning is coming, slow and sure, and you will be there before you know it, and the way to morning is sleep. The bed is warm. The blanket is heavy. The rain runs soft down the glass. The wheels knock slow and even, and again, and the little room rocks gently on through the dark. Warm and held and carried. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. The train sways, and the rain falls, and the wheels knock soft and slow, and the night goes by outside the blind, broad, and dark and kind. The rain falls. The wheels knock soft over the rails. The train rolls on, warm and dark and gentle, through the long, wet, quiet country of the night, carrying you slowly, surely on. The rain falls. The train sways. The little room rocks slow and warm in the dark, and you rock with it, soft and easy, going nowhere, settling down and down. Sway and rock, knock and roll. The rain falls soft on the window, and the sleeper rolls gently on through the dark, soft and slow and warm and slow. Sway and rock. The rain on the glass, the warm dark room, the slow knock of the wheels carrying you on, soft and slow, warm and slow on and on through the gentle dark,